What's up, everybody? It's Dan and Luke from Dark Previews. We're back. We had a tremendous week last week. Just money flowing from our ears. So wonderful tipping, Luke. We called it last week and it happened once again. We're back. We're doing round 26. We're going to blast this one out. It is 10 p.m. in the evening. So grab your cup of tea, have a listen to this, and we'll rock you to sleep, baby. Shall we dive straight in?
Let's rip in.
Let's rip in. First game, it's your boys on Thursday night. It's the Penrith Panthers versus Parramatta Eels, and the line is 19.5 points. The Eels absolutely crumbling, nothing to play for anymore. Disappointing for quite some time, and Penrith continue to nut truck on. My question for you, Luke: are you taking your boys at minus 19.5 points?
No, I'm taking Para.
You're taking Para.
Yeah, every time we get these lines where we're supposed to flog teams, like I know they covered against the Titans last week, but you just get the sense that they're coasting a bit. They're not, because they got Kenny, Tago, and Sorensen are still out. I think now they're guaranteed top two.
Man, they've been guaranteed top two since bloody round 6. What are you talking
Now
about?
it's official. I could see. They're looking like they're not doing the mass resting. They're just rotating people. So plus Para always give us a tough game. Like we just struggle. I know they're
has Para ever been this bad at this time in the year? You know, everyone's having a sniff.
Nah, they're usually starting to get a bit of a momentum. But yeah,
you normally play them into form, but it doesn't matter to them now.
Yeah, true. They're done. But I'm taking Para plus 9.5. I can see Penrith getting out to, again, it's even the other weekends, Manly, they're up by 12 and they didn't go they went for the try, like not for the 13 points, like there.
Yeah.
I think, again, they know they'll step up a gear first week of the finals, but the next couple of weeks, I think that's just too many points. So I'm taking them plus 19.5 Para.
It's not a bad play. For this game, I'm taking Penrith over 14.5 first half points. You can get that for $1.95 on Bet365 and on Ladbrokes. Parramatta, with their atrocious form, they've conceded 16 plus first half points in 7 straight games.
Here's your stat.
Absolutely shocking they've been. And Penrith covering this at about 70% in their last 10. Might have made that up, but it's 3 tries. It's 3 tries. I can see Cleary taking a penalty nice and early, 2 up, and then they'll stack 3 tries on it. Their line for the first half tries is 2.5 anyway, but that's only at $1.80. So take Cleary to kick them to victory in that first half, and you get an extra 10 cents. 10,
yeah, I'm taking that as well. I like that bet because again, I can see them going out to a lead and taking their foot off the gas in the second half. That's
what they've been letting everybody score. Para only competitive for the first 10 minutes, and then they just crumble. And now with nothing to play for, I question whether they even come out with the right amount of energy, to be honest. But their rotation of forwards is terrible. Like they had Hopgood playing an edge. They still had Madison coming off the bench. Sean Lane's back this week though, but yeah, I don't know. They're in shambles. Gutherson's the only one trying out there, but his fucking knees are worse than mine. I'm surprised I don't rest that guy ever. So
yeah, I don't get what they're holding a few of these players on for.
Yeah, I don't know. Experiment, build for next year. Try something else.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what I'm taking. Penrith over 14.5. Boom shakalaka. I think that'll be my only bet because I tend to bet something around the unders when Penrith play, and that seems to burn me. 100 to 1 multi last week fell only because Penrith went over.
I'm gonna backtrack for the first time.
Let's go.
I'm taking the plus 19.5 off purely because I just realized Para actually have to bye next week, so this is their last game of the season.
Yeah.
So this is holiday mode early for them. So there's no motivation. Like this would be I'm just going Penrith over 14.5 points.
Okay, back me in. We get into Friday, 6 p.m. It's the Warriors versus the Dragons. The line here is 16.5, 17.5 if you look at lads. Again, Warriors very short favourites. They're on quite a bit of a streak here, but I've been saying it for weeks. The Warriors are getting tired. They're not covering the line to save their life. I'm taking the Dragons all day. Plus 16.5. Dragons 4-match losing streak, but they've been competitive in every single one. They actually haven't lost by this margin for over 6 weeks, and that's when they were blown out. I don't know if this improvement in their form is when the new coach started, perhaps. I'm not sure, but yeah, Dragons all day for me. Fucking give me that.
Yeah,
what do you think?
I'm taking for the same reason I was going to take Para originally. The Warriors, they'll finish top 4, but I don't think they have another year in them. In fact, I think they're going. Yeah. I think all year, though, to be fair, they've never once played where I'm like they are genuine contenders. I think they've just played that solid, reliable, consistent game, which has won them enough games. So I don't I think 16.5. Nah, the only thing I will say,
the Warriors aren't about that life. They don't do that.
The only thing I will say is just load up on Dallin. Have the one thing for the Dragons is their left edge defense is it left edge? Yeah, their left edge.
It normally is their left edge, and Sully has been playing on their right, but he'd probably be back on his left because Lomax is back. So that's why their left edge is so poor, because everyone attacks Sully.
So Dallin $1.33 anytime, but I like the plus 16.5.
I shan't be touching that. But yeah, taking St. George. Pretty confident in that one, to be honest. I don't care where they play. The Warriors aren't about that life. They're not clapping teams. A great thought around the Warriors. The Warriors, honestly, their season is Tohu Harris. By the end of this season, he's absolutely fucked. He's cost $40 in strapping tape a week, that guy, just to keep his arms and legs together. He gets injured and he keeps playing anyway. That's the Warriors. They're beat up. They're getting tired, but they're getting through it. I reckon they start resting players next week. They get the win this week, secure top 4 or whatever, but I think they'll rest players next week.
I agree.
All right. The next game, Cows versus the Dolphins. Queensland Derby. The line in this one's 10.5 points.
At what point did we go away from calling a Queensland Derby? How many Queensland teams does it take? Because
4. We need one more.
So we get one more. That's there's no longer Queensland Derby because there's that many Queensland teams are going to play derbies every 2 weeks. Let's move on.
It's a derby. It's their second time versus each other. Dolphins got the upset back in April. Line's 10.5 in this one. Both teams in pretty average form at the moment. I'm personally not touching anything in this one. What about you? You got something on this?
I'm staying away from it. Again, the Dolphins just don't have anything to play for, but they can have that game in them where they challenge and if it gets out to 12.5, I'd be tempted.
Yeah.
Because to be fair, they only lost by they lost by 1 point against the Tigers. Literally, that penalty hit the crossbar.
Oh, it's glorious. I needed that.
Yeah, so did I for my perfect tipping round. Roosters by 16, 2 points to they lost by 2 to the Knights 3 weeks ago, and everyone's hyping up the Knights at the moment.
Yeah,
so they're capable. And they're at home.
I'm leaning the Dolphins, but it is a must-win game for the Cows. So
yeah, it needs to drift out a little bit more for me. 12, it gets out to 3 tries, I'm on it, but just because Cowboys have to win this to give themselves a sniff at making the finals. If they lose, I'm cheering again if my bet gets up. But I did see you could get $6 for Cowboys to make the 8. So if anyone did follow me at the start of the year, there's a good hedging opportunity there.
Are you going to take it?
Nah, man, ride or die.
All right, fuck that game off then. Into your slutty Saturday. First one's Melbourne versus the Gold Coast Titans. The line is 18.5 points. The Titans are in shambles. They've been leaking points like crazy the last 2. Melbourne, fucked a lot of punters on the line last week, but still winning somehow. Still winning games. Redemption's on the line. The Titans beat Melbourne earlier this year, I think back in March. High scoring affair, that one.
Flogged them.
That was a 4-point game.
Was it? Oh no, they were. Sorry, they were. Sorry, they came back in the second half. That's right.
Yeah. The line's too big for me to take Melbourne, but I do think Melbourne put some points on. So I'm taking the Storm over 32.5 points on Ladbrokes. They got the best odds for that. I think Storm continue their winning ways, put some points on. They might allow some, so I'm not taking the line. But yeah, the Titans, defense is awful at the moment. No chance to make the 8. They got nothing to play for. And at Amy Park, I think Melbourne would be way too good. What are your thoughts?
I'm going the overs over 48.5. I know it's big, but your 2-point Titans just can't tackle.
Yeah.
This is the game where, Melbourne might concede some, which will help, but I think a structured attack just run, like even Penrith, right? They were like, they were so competitive against Penrith, but they conceded 40. Like Penrith put 40 on them, and apparently we're off the boil. I can see that, and again, that was at home, so I think traveling to Melbourne, good luck.
Yeah, too cold for them. All right, Roosters versus Tigers. Roosters heavy favourites. The line's 14.5. Tigers finally got a win last week. I've been riding the Tigers for a couple of weeks to cover because they've been somewhat competitive despite all their losses. They covered again last week, but I can't trust the Roosters at this line. They'll win, but I don't know by how much. And I don't know how the Tigers are going to respond after finally winning a game. So I'm taking a pass on this one. What about you?
I've got them covering. They've got to win. They've got to win big. So I know they're foreign. I know it's still pretty big. They're for and against, but I think if they can put a big margin on, it'll come down as much as it can, but then it will also give them a chance if they have to flog Souths, then that guarantees them in, because if they were to win this week, they still need results next week, potentially. So I've got them, and I think it's probably their strongest team on paper. They've got Sam Walker back in the halves as well. So
no Teddy, but pretty strong.
No Teddy, but it's their strongest team on paper in a long time. Drew Hutchinson's on the team, which all the Roosters fans are cheering about. But outside of Teddy, it's probably the strongest lineup. Tigers obviously celebrating the barbecue gift of Luke Brooks last week.
Yep, $900 barbecue apparently.
I know. I was like, don't be shy at that one. I think that was their peak last week. I think they're going to be pretty much done after this. So,
who's playing in the halves for the Tigers?
Simpkins and
Laurie?
No. Will Smith. That's it. Sorry, Dane Laurie and Will Smith. Sorry, Dane Laurie, Will Smith. Simpkins out.
Smitty.
And they've moved Appy back to hooker. Sorry. Yeah.
Jesus. Yeah. I can't trust him. Can't trust either of these teams at the moment. Roosters will win. I don't know by how much. That's all I'm going to say. All right. So you touching this?
Yeah. Roosters minus 14.5.
You got the Roosters. Okay. Sweet. Main event of the round. Canberra versus Brisbane. Broncos. 9.5 start favourites. It's only $1.82. I'm getting all over Brisbane, but not on Sportsbet. You can get it minus 8.5 for $1.91 on 365. So snap that up real quick. A bit of redemption for my boys. We lost to Canberra back in April. We're absolutely singing at the moment. Canberra are dog shit. Full stop. That's what I'm going to say. I don't care who plays. They're kicking it out on the full. They got one attacking weapon in Tomoko. So Brisbane too hot. I know Reynolds is out, but Jock Madden actually played well last time. So Payne Haas, Carrigan, we're going to chew them up, spit them out. Carrigan's not going to be playing on the edge anymore, thank God. We've got a 3 second rows in the team now. So just see Carrigan up the middle all night. That's what I say. What are you thinking?
I'm steering clear. I know Brisbane are probably going to go for the minor premiership, but then part of me is worried that they go, again, similar to Penrith, coast. And Canberra do trouble them. Well, they beat them earlier this year. I don't know why, but Reynolds being out is a big thing for me as well. Yeah, I think you win, but I'm not I'm worried it'll be a scrappy game. But again, the form's been very strong for you guys. Everything's pointing towards a Penrith Brisbane grand final. So
give it to us. But I'm pretty keen. Didn't get to see my boys play last week, so it's great to have some bit more emotion back in the game this week. Onto your seedy Sunday, Canterbury versus Manly. The line keeps moving between 5.5 and 6.5. Manly are favourites in this one. Garrick broke his back, so he's not playing.
Fuck it.
I think all Manly fans are just wishing it was Schuster instead, but
Did you see stats? Did you see stats for the weekend? How fucking pitiful. No runs in 26 minutes.
He touched the ball twice.
Touched the ball twice, made a handful of tackles, and that was it in 26 minutes.
Yeah. And one of those was dummy half.
We always believed in his no-look passes, to be fair. We always thought it was a great decision.
Yeah. Yeah, fuck. They fucked up, honestly. I don't know what they're going to do. But yeah, Dogs, they're shit. Manly, I don't know. They got nothing to play for anymore. Cherry Evans has been playing good, though. Cherry's been decent, but Cherry, Olakwatu, only one's playing well. Cooler's playing fullback. Morgan Harper's still in the team. They're still lacking a lot of front rowers. So, yeah, I can't trust either of these teams, so not touching it. What do you got?
I got both teams to score 20 points.
I was about to say that. I think both teams will score some points because they're shit.
Yeah, I just think they're just not. There's going to be no tackling. It's just going to be attack. I think both teams need some morale in terms of some to look forward to next year. And I don't think they're going to be like, oh, let's just defend. Let's just try and put some points on. So,
yeah.
Manly have won 8 of their last 9 against Canterbury, though. There's a stat for you. But I'm going, both teams to score 20.
Sheesh. Okay. Take that and run with it. And to finish off the round, great fucking game here. Newcastle versus Sharks. Both teams got some winning form. Knights favourites by 3.5 points. I was, I'm liking the Knights hype train, but they've got one notable win. All the other teams they versed, I reckon they suck.
Every other team they've beaten has been on the slide.
Yeah, they're trash.
They haven't played a team.
It's the same thing with Cronulla. They haven't versed a team on the up.
No.
South sliding, Gold Coast gone. North Queensland had already lost 2 in a row when they versed Cronulla. So it's a good test for both teams. They are in form, but they haven't beat any real contenders. Newcastle had that one ambush on Melbourne, but I'm unsure. I think it's going to be a great game, but I don't know how it's going to go, to be honest. It'll be nice and close. I'd say the line's spot on, but what are you thinking? You're riding the hype train for Newcastle?
I'm going the unders.
Oh.
Yeah, under 44.5. I think it's a big test for both teams. I'm liking the hype train, but I think a lot of the hype train is on let's talk about something else other than Brisbane Penrith, because to be honest, I still think those two teams are so far ahead of everyone else.
Yeah.
Create a bit of excitement. Because the Knights' last loss was like 6 weeks ago or 7 weeks ago now, against the second string Penrith team. Like, they beat that full Knights lineup. They've gone on that run. They pulled their pants down basically with a New South Wales Cup team. And before that, they got beaten by you guys. I think it was the week before.
Yeah, and everyone's like,
2 weeks before.
Brisbane. Could have beat Penrith.
Again, that was off the boil Brisbane team. Like, they were not playing well that night. Nothing was going their way. They still won that game.
Yeah.
The Sharks, for me, though, not convinced again. Like, they've won 3 in a row. But prior to that, the Warriors, Manly, and Penrith flogged them. So,
yeah, I'm not convinced with either team, to be honest.
I'm going the unders because I think they'll cancel each other out. I think it's going to be pretty close game. Yeah.
Yeah. I think for the most part, Newcastle's been pretty good defensively throughout their streak, and so has Cronulla. Cronulla, the most points they let in was South at 16, and that all happened in the last 10, 15 minutes.
Correct. They're up like 22-0 or something.
Yeah. So I think the unders is a good shout. It's not a bad shout. I respect your opinion.
Thank you.
Now, what's your best bet of the round? I might throw a lot of money at
it. I haven't really liked the Penrith over 14.5.
It's good, isn't it? The only thing, if Para turn up and it turns into an arm wrestle and it's like a try each in the first half,
And the last couple of weeks, Penrith have started a little slow, although I think they've still covered that line.
The only time
usually
they didn't
tries just
cover
for
it
half time
was against Manly. Manly only scored 12, but they were just chilling. And this is a home game.
It was 12 all half time. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, this is a home game for Penrith. I reckon they can dance on them. So, having a look at mine, I'm really loving St. George, to be honest. St. George to cover and probably Melbourne to score some points. The Penrith first half one, yeah, I think it's great too. The Broncos 8.5, purely vibe, energy, completely biased, all that type of shit. It's in my head right now. So I'd probably say that's the worst bet that I have this week. All the others I'm pretty hot on. So yeah, might put something juicy together. It's happening. Oh, hectic.
Who do you have for your better 1,100 to 1?
Shit, I don't even know. I might have fucking put half of it on the Roosters or something.
Done. So I got Penrith.
I didn't even put it on Bruce.
They offered me a $400 cash out last week, and I thought, nah, it's too low. What would your cash out number be for that 1,000 if you had $10 at 100 to 1 on Penrith?
Fuck. I'd offer you.
Like, what would you know? What would you accept to cash out?
Me?
What do you think a suitable offer is right now? If to go, okay, I'll think about that.
Probably $600.
600. I'm more like 700-800.
Yeah, $600. It's a 2-horse race.
I think, and I also think you'll get a better hedge after week 1 of the finals. Because Penrith will probably play either Warriors or Melbourne at home, and they should win that one, and then go to a prelim, most likely against the other Melbourne or the Warriors.
Yeah.
So you'll get a good, pretty premiership market odds for everyone else at that point anyway.
Yeah, and if Penrith and Brisbane win week 1, that means they'll avoid each other, right?
Correct. Yeah. Whereas if one of them drops, then they're not meeting in the grand final.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd take about $600. What are Penrith? $2 at the moment?
$210, I think, to win the comp.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Like they're paying just as much as to win the comp as to give comparisons. Sharks to beat the Knights this weekend. Like they're more likely to win the comp than Sharks beating the Knights.
You know, was it last week? If you looked at the Sharks to win the comp, they're like $70-something, and then they won and they dropped to $23.
That's crazy.
It's wild because they were always going to beat the Cowboys last week.
Yeah.
Let's have a quick gaze at the premiership markets, actually. See what the fuck's going on here. I just got to find it. What have you got? Have you got it up?
Yep.
Talk to me about the futures. What are the odds looking at?
Penrith 210, Brisbane 350, Melbourne 7s, Warriors 13, Sharks and Knights 23, Rabbitohs 36, Roosters 46, Raiders 76, Cowboys 126.
When was the last time a team
I did get Roosters 100 to 1 a few weeks ago as well, so I'm happy that it's shortened.
Yeah, when was the last time a team outside the 4 won? Was that the Tigers?
No, it might be. I'm trying to think. No, when you guys, 6 outside. Oh no, you might have been.
No, I think we were top 4.
Well, Penrith was in top 4. Penrith was top 4. Melbourne top 4. Roosters were top 4. Roosters were top 4. Melbourne were top 4. 16 Sharks were second, I believe. Was it when Cowboys won in 2015? Did they finish? Yeah, I think they did finish outside.
Outside the top 4?
Yeah, I'm almost certain they did. 2015 NRL ladder. No, they finished third. Take that back. 14 Souths were definitely Roosters 13, maybe. Yeah, it might have been. It's been a while.
Yeah. So taking that into calculation, These other teams can get fucked. You're looking at Penrith, Brisbane, and Melbourne, and New Zealand.
Basically, yeah.
So these odds, you could look at the Warriors at $13, pretty value. Melbourne, if they can avoid Penrith.
I think even the stats point to a top two. Like the top two, I think have win 66% of the time.
Jesus, yeah, fun.
It's pretty stacked. 2009 Melbourne that was stripped finished 4th. Oh no, they finished 2nd. Yeah, I think it is 2006.
Yeah, right.
You guys finished 3rd in 06. Yeah, Tigers in 05. No, Tigers finished 4th.
They finished 4th.
Yeah.
What about Clive Churchill medal? Let's have a look at that. So Cleary's 1-1. Edwards is 1-1. Who you guys have only won 2, eh?
2 Clive Churchills.
Yeah, premierships recently. There's only 2, right?
Yeah, 2 out of 3.
Wow. Reece Walsh $10.50, Reynolds $13, Payne Haas $14. Where's Carrigan? $19 for Carrigan.
It's crazy odds.
Isaiah Yo $16.
I think it's 1995 was the last time team won inside the 8. I'm not supposed to Dogs.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I'm not going to touch that market. I think Clive Churchill's probably a go. Sure, Johnson's $21. He's a shoo-in if the Warriors can win. I think taking Johnson at $21 is better than the Warriors at 13.
Agree. Okay, here you go. There's only been 2 teams in 114 years or 113 years that have won it outside the 4. And that is the 93 Broncos finished 5th and the 95 Dogs finished 6th, and that's it.
Jesus.
Like, that is a stat. 98.23% of all the comps have been won by a team in the 4. So, like, by that stat, they all should be like 100+ to 1 outside there to win it.
Yeah.
So if you just go, right, Warriors, Melbourne, Broncos, and Penrith, you probably could get yourself a guaranteed win, I think. Not guaranteed, but just look at whatever the last round is in the top 4 and load up.
Just load up, baby. Jesus. It's still shit odds, but I don't like
it is because Penrith is so short.
I reckon Clive Churchill's the way. I don't think Edwards will get it. He's still injured, right?
I don't know. You can't run for 300 meters injured.
Did he run for 300 last week?
Yes.
Oh, I was against the Titans. I could have run for 250, honestly.
Maybe 210, but there's no, like, they keep saying he's injured, but why wouldn't they rest him then? Like, I thought today, if they're going to be injured. Hey?
I thought I was thinking too.
Yeah, if he's actually injured, this is the week they'll pull the pin and rest him for a couple of weeks. But he ran for 300 meters on the weekend. He's named again. They're resting people like Sorensen and Kenny and Tago, so it's not like they're not refusing to rest players.
I think it's just his form's not as good as it was.
I don't know.
Contract negotiations are on his mind or something, but
potentially.
Yeah. I don't know how fucking 360 aren't on his case. Where's the loyalty, Edwards? You money hungry dog. Drill my boy Payne. Him and Jerome are probably doing the same thing. Where's your loyalty? But yeah, I can't see Walsh getting it because he'd have to play the perfect game, which he doesn't do.
He has errors.
He loves errors. Whereas I can see someone like Haas or Carrigan because they don't make many mistakes. They love the tough shit.
But fullbacks Pappenhausen won it. Fullbacks do all right, I don't know. Edwards, then Pappenhausen, Slater. Nah, actually, before that was pretty crap. Darius Boyd won it at fullback. Locks.
Is it predominantly halves that win it?
Can we get a breakdown by position? Predominantly.
Who's won it?
Hey?
Which halves? Cleary, Cronk,
Cleary, Whiten, Keary, Thurston, Cherry Evans, Cronk. Greg Inglis at 5'8", 1 year won it. Scotty Prince when they won in 05. That's crazy. Scotty Prince won it when Benji basically like changed the game with one play. Like that was the match-winning play.
Yeah.
Johns, Lockyer, Kamali, Ricky Stewart, Alan Langer, Peter Sterling, Cliff Lyons. It's a lot of halves. I think 50% would be halves. Locks go all right too. Sam Burgess, Glenn Stewart, Brad Mackay, Jim Dimmick back in the day.
Yeah, I think the odds reflect that, right? It's fullbacks, halves, and your locks in Payne Haas. Interesting. Nah, I'm not big on futures bets anyway. Fuck that. I bet this week and this week only. All right, bruv. I'm going to call it. I'm going to have a shower, get myself into bed, start planning my thunderous weekend of bets. I'll see you on the other side. See if we can make a couple of racks this weekend, bruh. Thanks everyone for tuning in. Hope you have a wonderful evening. Love you and leave you.